Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. We are here today to update my Project Apocalips, and this is going to be the last update that I have before the finale. I'm going to post my finale obviously in December, so we don't have very long left, which is a little bit scary. I don't think I'm going to get as far with these as I would have hoped this year, but that is okay. I can always continue them on next year or declutter them or whatever. I need to get into the mindset that it's okay not to finishing products by like a certain deadline, for example end of the year. But I still have a really good update today. I am going to jump into the video, but before I do that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So we're kicking it off with this lipstick right here. This one comes from Milani and it's one that has been in since the beginning of the year, and this is the matte lipstick in the shade Naked. I'm just swatching it out for you. It looks like that. It's a really beautiful cool tone nude. However, this is a product that I have kind of realized that I won't be able to finish this year, so I really haven't been working on it very hard this past month. I actually only reached for it one time, which is not much. I still have a long way to go with this one. I think probably still like not 100 uses, so I realized last month that I won't be able to get through this one unless I can dedicate my whole time with this one, which I wasn't ready to do. So I have kind of put pause on this one, and I'm not going to get too much use out of it. I think it is again a really beautiful wintry nude though, so I will try to reach for it a couple of times just because it is the perfect season for it. But otherwise I probably will roll this one over to next year just to continue working on it then, or I will maybe declutter it. We'll see. But that is the first lipstick and it's quite a boring one, which is why I'm going through it quite fast. The second lip product though is one that I am focusing a lot on to try to get as much use out of it as I can. I was hoping to maybe finish it this year, but I am kind of hesitant if I can do so or not. I'm not sure yet. And that is my E.L.F. Jelly Pop Gloss in the shade Apricot Pop, which is a beautiful orangey type of gloss, but it's quite sheer. And this one I have reached for quite a lot the past month. I reached for it 14 times, so not like the absolute most, but I have gotten a bit of progress. You can see the marks right here. There is obviously some products still left on the sides there, but I did mark it slightly above where it's settling right now, so I think that is pretty accurate, I would hope. So yeah, I reached for it 14 times, which is good, but I definitely need to use it more if I want to finish it. And I did kind of calculate, judging from the progress that I've had previously, that if I wanted to finish it, I had about 60 uses left to go by the last update, which would mean that I still have 45 uses kind of with that logic, or 46 if I want to be exact. So it is still possible to get in a month, but I really need to start using this one every single day. It might happen if I use this one and remember to use it as like a almost like a hydrator at home. I have said before that that's what I want to do, but I just kind of keep forgetting. But I'm gonna really try. I really would love to have another gloss and another lip product empty by the end of the year, and this is definitely one of the ones that I think that I have the best shot with. And there you have that gloss swatched out as well, so you can see what it looks like. The next lipstick is also one that I put a lot of effort in recently, and that is this one right here, which is actually not a very wintry color at all, but I am trying to finish it before the end of the year. And that is my YSL Rouge Pure Couture lipstick in 17, which is again a very summery shade. It is this core right here, but hopefully you can see right there just how little I have left of this one. If I roll it down so it's flush with the packaging, that is how much I have. So honestly, not much at all. And again, I have reached for this one a lot in the last month. Let me swatch it. So yeah, it looks like that. I have reached for this one 23 times in the past month, which is a really high number. And I think almost every single time I reach for it, I have reached for it as a cream blush, and that is also how I'm wearing it today. So it works really well that way, and that's kind of how I was able to reach for it, even though it is again more of a summery shade. And I honestly don't think that I have very much left of this one. I would guess maybe like 10 uses left just from the progress, and I will show you the progress lines in a second. So this is definitely one that I will have out by the finale, no questions asked. I will use it until I finish it for sure. And again, since it works so well for me as a cream blush, I don't think I'm going to have any issues with it that way. So that is the first lipstick we have on the progress. I obviously have the matte Naked lipstick from Milani, but again, I only use it once, so I didn't mark it again. But the YSL lipstick is right there next to my hand, and you can see that I have a pretty decent jump right there. It has definitely moved quite a lot in the past month, and obviously with the 22 users, that is very hopeful because you would hope that it moved quite a bit with 22 users. So again, I'm definitely going to have that one down by the next, well, by the finale, I guess, which will be very exciting because at least I have one lipstick in the bank. A lipstick that I have struggled with a little bit since I rolled it in is this one here from from MAC. This is one of my favorite lipsticks in my collection though, but the reason why I'm struggling with it is because it is a really bright red. This is Ruby Woo from MAC, and it is again my favorite red. It is a really stunning, kind of like more cool toned red. Let me swatch it again. That is it right there. So it is a very pigmented, really matte formula. Is one of their retro matte finishes, and as you can see I don't have very much left of this one, and most of that is from organic use. I only started panning this one quite recently. So far in the project I have reached for it 5 times leading up to last update, and in this past month I actually reached for it quite a bit. So those 5 uses was across 4 months, so very low. But in the past month I actually was able to reach for this one 4 times, which I'm super happy with, especially because we are in the, like, not quite yet, we're not in the festive season yet. I am very much like a December 1st is the earliest I do Christmas things, so I don't really count it as Christmas, but I feel like reds still work in November of course as well. So I have made an effort to reach this one a couple more times, but again it's just hard because I don't reach for bright lips and with my baby and everything like that. So yeah, I'm not getting as much progress on it as I would have liked, but I do have an exciting update because this is actually the first month I was able to make a new marking on my piece of paper, so I'll go ahead and show you that as well. And it is right there next to that YSL lipstick, so yeah, you can see right there, and that is obviously with all of those 9 uses. It's not just this past month, but I was able to finally make a new mark right there, so glad to see that. But judging from that, I still have a long way to go. I probably have like at least 60 more uses with that lipstick before I have it done, so it's definitely not going to be one that I finish this year, but I will try to reach for it in December because again I feel like December is the ultimate month of the year for red lips. So that is our lipstick, and it's of course staying in the project. Then next to that we have a little bit of a fail again, and that is my Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick in Famous. This is a really nice, again, nude, but this is more of a peachier toned nude. I have swatched it out right there. It is a stunning lipstick, but I just have too many lipsticks that I'm currently trying to pan, and I know this one is one that I won't be able to get through. It has this much product left, and I barely used it since I rolled it into the project, to be honest, so it has been a little bit of a fail. I'm trying to look now how many times I've actually reached for it since I rolled it in, and I reached for it 4 times the first month it was in the project. It has now been in for 3 months, and I have not reached for it any more times since that first update, so very much a fail. Again, I didn't reach for it at all this past month, but that is okay. I'm obviously going to keep it in the project because we only have 1 month left, but I'm really not foreseeing this one getting much use at all, if any, by the finale. Another lip product that I was ideally hoping to have done by the finale, but I'm hesitant now if I will be able to do that, is this lip gloss right here. This is from Fenty, and it's one of her mini gloss bombs in the shade Fenty Glow Fantasy, which is this beautiful kind of rusty orange shade. But hopefully you can see that I do have some windowing showing now. I hasn't like settled or anything. I might have this one because I keep this one in my handbag. This is my go-to like going out lipstick or lip product. But I might keep this one standing up for like the next day or so and see if it's settled so I can mark it, and if so I'll obviously mark it and you can see that by next update. But I would guess, just considering the windowing, that it's probably like around here right now. So I would probably say that I'm like a quarter of the way through this one potentially. And in the past month I have reached for this one 9 times for a total of 20 in the project, so I still have a long way to go. I would say that I definitely have, again, 3 times 20, that's 60 more uses. But I did actually look up how long it took me to finish one of these in the past, because I have finished one of these last year in the shade Hot Chocolate Fantasy, and that one took me 102 uses, I believe it was. So judging from that, I would have another like 80 uses or so with this product. So I really don't know, but realistically, again, it's probably not one I'm going to finish, but it's probably one that I can get good headway on and then finish next year. And there you have that lip gloss right there. I do really like that one a lot. Then the next product that we have, and the last product to talk about, is another lipstick, and this is another MAC lipstick. This is actually one that I was panning early in the year, but I took out during the summer months because it's really not a summer color, and then I brought it back 2 months ago. And this is the shade Please Me, which is a beautiful pinky toned lipstick, and this is how much I have left of it now, and I have swatched it there as well so you can see what it looks like. But it's definitely the more kind of cool toned, obviously pinkier shade of the bunch at the moment. And I'm actually wearing this one today, but I found a new way that I really love wearing this one, and that is using a more of a kind of beige shade around the perimeter of my lips, and then just putting this one on like the center on my lips like so. I really like how that one look. I saw someone do that on YouTube, on like a YouTube short, and I really like the effect. They use Grayish from MAC, but I don't have that, so I used a lip clay that I have from Kaleidos, and I really like the effect. So I've been doing that a couple of times, but I also use this one as a cream blush when I don't use it on my lips. So I do get a decent amount of use out of this one. I reached for this one 17 times in the past month, which is actually exactly the same that I reached for it last month as well. So I'm sitting at, what's that, 34 uses at the moment. And I do think, again, I still have a decent amount of product left to go. So I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this unnecessarily before the end of the year, but I will probably be quite close, and it's gonna hopefully be an early empty for 2026. And just to show you as well, that is pleased me right there on the paper, so you can see how much it has jumped. And again, I used it the same amount of time as the last month, and this kind of can see that too. It is very similar progress to the month before, but I'm only like halfway through the lipstick compared to like when I first started, so it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen that I finish this one, but I'm really happy with the progress that I've made on it. And again, I'm happy that I found a new way to reach for it that is a bit more kind of neutral compared to that really bright pink that it normally is. So those are actually all of the products that I have to talk about today. No rollouts this month, which again, I wasn't surprised by. I've been trying really hard to use these lip products, but it is harder and harder. First of all, you're staying at home, and second of all, the more kind of active my baby gets, the more she kind of puts her hand around my face and stuff like that, and I don't want her to get lipstick and smeared everywhere. So I'm using, again, these less and less, but that is okay. I just need to realize that you don't always hit your planning goals, and that is okay. And like I said, the ones that I don't hit my goal on this year, not all of them, but a lot of them, I'm quite close, so I'll probably finish them up early next year, like in the first quarter, and that will be a good win for 2026. But for next update, the main goal that I have is to finish that YSL lipstick, which I think is definitely going to happen. And then secondly, I am really going to try to focus on that E.L.F gloss, because I think that's the second lip product in here that I have a chance of potentially finishing. But if I don't finish it, that is okay, like I said. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this update right here. I'm actually going to go ahead and cook dinner. My partner's home from work any second now. But I hope you guys are having the best day wherever you are, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.